What on earth makes you think that you could be an actor? Actors are special people. You're not special. Well, Marlon Brando says different. At some point in our career, all of us have had that voice. That voice that says, why are you bothering? But it couldn't be further from the truth, and you don't have to take my word for that. Someone who lots of people consider to be the greatest screen actor ever said this.
We couldn't survive a second if we weren't able to act. That acting is a survival mechanism, and it's a social unguent, and it's a lubricant. And we act to save our lives, actually, every day.
Marlon Brando looked Dick Cavett in the eye and told him to his face that he was acting right then. Everybody does. Every day. But of course, Cavett didn't want to believe that. He was, like many people, so ingrained with the fact that these are acting gods and they have a special gift. He fought back hard on the idea.
That is acting. That is
no, it isn't.
Yes, it is.
What follows is the best, most honest conversation about what acting actually is ever filmed. And in it is the single most liberating truth for anyone who believes that they don't have the talent to be an actor. You don't need to learn to act. You've been acting your whole life. Acting isn't the hard part. What you need to do is to learn to become a professional actor. What you learn is the craft. Early 1970s, The Dick Cavett Show. Brando is already Brando. The Godfather, Last Tango in Paris, Cat on a Hot Tin Roof, On the Waterfront. And Dick Cavett, who is one of the biggest talk show hosts of the day, asks him about something that Brando had apparently said in the press. That acting isn't a fit profession. Now, most celebrities would have rolled it back, made a joke, smoothed it over. But Brando, he doubles down. But not in the way that anybody expected. He doesn't defend it by listing great performances. He doesn't talk about craft or technique. He goes completely sideways and says that acting is a survival mechanism. Something we do to get through the day. But Cavett's not having it. The host that prides himself on authenticity being told that even he is acting. Now this is where it gets really interesting. Brando's argument is incredibly simple. He says that every single day people do things that are, in essence, performances. You suppress what you actually feel, say things that you don't mean, just to make it through the day. He gives this example. Imagine you work at an ad agency and you hate your boss. Every idea that he has makes you sick. You know you're not getting promoted, not getting a raise, and yet...
Leonard, I think that's terrific. Yeah. It's just beautiful. And you even lean forward, put your elbows on to show enthusiasm, and you get a face for it, and you do it day after day after day in order to survive in your job.
You lean forward and you sell it because your livelihood depends on it. Now that, Brando says, is acting, and he's right. Every waiter who smiled through a 12-hour shift, every parent that stayed calm when they've wanted to scream, every job interview you've walked into projecting confidence that you didn't feel. We are all in some way performers. We have to be. Society wouldn't function otherwise. Brando rather marvellously calls it a social unguent, a lubricant. We tear each other apart without it. And this is where Cavett, to his credit, doesn't just nod along. His pushback is what makes this conversation great.
But if you had to do the line, Leonard, I think that's terrific 6 times and get something deeper and better into it time after time. That takes an actor.
And that, right there, is the line. Cavett drew the line between what we do instinctively and what a professional actor does. Normal people perform when circumstances force them to. Professionals perform when the director says action. Cavett admits he can fake enthusiasm for 5 minutes to save his job, but he cannot repeat it. He cannot depend on it. He can't find a new layer of it in take 6. That takes an actor. Not talent, not some mystical gift you're born with. The thing that separates you from Brando, from any working actor, is the ability to do it again, and again, and again, and to find something new every time. This is what actor training actually teaches you. It's not about learning how to pretend, as we've established you already know how to do that. You've been doing it since you were a child, convincing your mum you definitely brushed your teeth. What training gives you is a process. A reliable way to access emotion when you're on take 12, you're getting tired, the lights are in your eyes, the director is getting impatient. Think of it like this, most of us can run. You run for a bus, you run when it starts raining. That's instinct. But a sprinter, a marathon runner, they've built a system around that instinct. They know exactly how their body works, how to warm up, how to recover, how to pace. The running is the same. It's the repeatability that's the craft. And if you can't run, I'm sure that there's another analogy that you could use in a similar way. Then Brando does something remarkable. He turns the focus back onto Cavett himself.
I don't think I could play the role that you're playing now.
But this is me. I'm letting it all hang out.
No, it's not me.
It isn't. This ain't me.
I mean, I think that you're thinking of 60 things at once. How is it going? Is it getting dull? Is he upset and distressed and inarticulate? Is he bored? Is he offended? Here's a good time for a joke. We haven't got much time. You're thinking about 9 million things and reacting to what I say. And how's that going to be? Is that going to be offensive? No, that's good. So you're doing this editing at an insane rate. And and you have to do that, and that's your job. And you have this demeanor of levity and lightness and amusement and zest, and it's easy to ascertain that finally isn't what goes on in your mind or your feelings at all.
I just feel like all my clothes have been taken off.
He'd been exposed. Brando just showed him that even his authentic presence on television is a carefully constructed performance. And to his credit, Cavett accepted that. So here's what I want you to take from this. If you've ever thought you were too old to start acting, if you've ever worried that you don't have the talent, if you've ever believed that acting is something that some people are born with and you weren't, think about Brando's words. You already have the instinct. You've been doing it your whole life. Every difficult conversation you've ever navigated, every time you've held your tongue or put on a brave face, that's the raw material. What training gives you is the craft. How to access it on demand. How to repeat it, how to deepen it. How to do it when the camera's rolling and your heart's pounding and you've got one take to get it right. The gap between you and a working actor isn't instinct. It's process. And that, unlike some mystical gift, is something you can learn because you have already been given the gift. Just recognise that. If you want to start that process right now, this is a video about how actors warm up. Body, breath, voice. I hope you enjoy it. I'm Mark Pegg. This is the Acting Academy, and I'll see you next week.